Hello, beautiful people. You are now tuning in to the first Playing with Fire interview featuring DMV's own Marc Bravo. How you doing today, man?
What's going on, man? I'm doing all right. How you?
I'm great, bro. Coming off of ATL, coming off the Playing with Fire first show.
Yes, sir.
Coming off of Allure.
Yes, sir.
Coming off of your own papers, entrepreneurial. Oh, how you say that shit? Entrepreneurial status. You feel me? Definitely hit off the Blue Hawaiian. Shout out to Keys.
Yes, man.
Shout out to Ozman and the mics and the cameras handling that for us. Definitely. What's the upbringing of Marc Bravo? Where are you from? Family life, things of that nature. Why are you doing what you're doing now? What's the purpose? Where did it all start about?
Growing up, I've lived in like 3 different states. So I was born. A lot of people know I was born in North Carolina, lived in Detroit a little bit, and then I moved to Maryland. I've been here for like my last 15 to 18 years. But even though I was really young when I lived in those different areas, when you're young and an adolescent, that really makes up your life in a sense of like your vision for real. So I feel like I always had a different vision because of where I grew up and the fact that I traveled so much as a kid between my first 5 years.
Definitely can relate to that as diversity.
Right, exactly. And it's diversity you don't understand, but you feel different from everyone.
You don't understand it until you get older and realize how many people don't know about cultures and how to maneuver around those type of people. They've only been in one place.
Exactly.
You know? So, definitely shows.
Right. So I had another just perspective in life. I always felt like I was music. Like it was just always something that was within me. Like music was the ultimate motivator over anything else.
And that diversity helps you sonically?
For sure. Because I was able to receive music differently from everyone else. And it made me also want to search for more music on my own because a lot of people are spoon-fed their music nowadays. So it made me really just do research and listen to different artists. And really growing up, I was in that nostalgia of the 1990s and the 2000s era.
When I listened to Allure, the album was sonically insane, bro.
Much
love,
I'm not gonna
lie. Like that was something that it was an experience from top to bottom. And it definitely took from elements of jazz. You had samples in there. You have voicemails in there. And it was just, it felt like, I was there with you in a hotel recording that joint for sure.
Facts.
It felt like that. And you gave that vibe. You delivered that joint.
Much love, bro.
What was the creative process behind that?
That was actually the goal, was to let everyone in on just my spirit and kind of my love for music. So Allure was more like just show what people don't see about you. Like just show the process of you recording, your birthday, the process of you shooting videos, the process of everything. So from the beginning to end, I was doing this. The most vlogs I ever did last year was for Allure. And I've never done that much for an album before, but really just working on that album all year.
What was a part of that process?
Well, first it was The Factory. I don't know if you've heard of the blog called The Factory.
I haven't.
I know they know a couple people with Only Vibes or whatever, but yeah, The Factory, that's the first person to really listen to, like, he listened to Skydive last year. We were outside listening to Skydive and some random dude walked up to us and he was like, yo, well, that's one of y'all music? And I was like, yeah, that's my music.
Is it The Factory without an A?
Yeah, like without the E on it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So definitely have heard. They definitely I had booked Gabby for a show and she literally had an interview with them the day before the show. I recognize that name now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's who came up to me. And I was trying to get on that blog for a long time, but I never I hate DMing people. I like to just meet people naturally. So that was my moment to naturally meet him. And from that point on, he showed me love throughout the whole year. And that kind of gave me the confidence, like, all right, cool. Like, this is the vibe I need to go with for Allure. So that's when I started recording Allure. I ended up signing to it was a management deal with AMG Records last year. And that's when we really got the vision to come out with the album next year. And I was working.
So this was something that you talked to multiple people about, and it wasn't just like a, hey, I have this idea, bring it to life. It's like, hey, let's all think of this idea cohesively.
Yeah, I lived it. I lived it. Because you, as much as you want to come up with something all by yourself, it doesn't reach its full potential. Like, it's only one perspective.
You mind discussing what the difference between like what a record deal you have between what other people might think you actually have? Because I know that you told me that it's more of like a publishing deal, distribution deal.
It's a management deal. Right. It's a management deal. So a management deal is basically, in a sense, a developmental deal where he's going to get me to a point where I will be offered record deals. So that's kind of like the deal with him. And then at that point, once he gets me to a point where when I'm offered record deals, whatever I decide to go with, or whether I decide to go independent, then I just cut a percentage to him for getting me there.
How close are you to that?
To him or the process?
The process. Like, how is that going for you? Do you see the growth and potential? I mean, I obviously see it through the Spotify Wrapped in the Year, results. But have you personally, seen the progress in like your music growth and feel like you're getting closer to reaching the deal that you desire?
I'm so committed, bro. Like, when I make a decision like that, I'm committed to the T. I'm gonna see it through. And that's what AMG has really been for me, is they weren't yes men. Like, I got to a point in my career where I didn't know what to do next, but I knew I had value. So with work, what's up? Mm-hmm. But I knew I had value. So that's when I reached out to him, because a lot of people are afraid to reach out and get help.
I swear, bro. So as much as I do everything myself, fool, it's something about, going to a studio and letting somebody touch my vocals, after, 2-3 years of me recording myself. I think within these 2 or 3 years, unless my friend Ellis still paid for a studio session, or if that man didn't come through my house, nobody else was mixing and mastering my vocals but me. And outsourcing isn't bad. And I think that's something that every artist needs to understand, that outsourcing helps. You feel me? It builds careers. It definitely puts you into places you want to be and need to be.
Exactly. You got to be honest with yourself.
Got to be.
Really, at a point, because everyone just gets to a point where a lot of people, you get to a point where you either have to ask for help or you going to fake it.
Hey, man.
And you got to be honest with yourself.
I'm definitely the one to support fake it till you make it, because opportunities grow from it. But don't fake it till you make it and hurt yourself. You feel me? If you have a goal, see it through. And if the best way to see it through is to ask for help, I feel like that's the way to do it.
Exactly, bro. I'm not afraid to say I don't know what to do next. Like, 'cause sometimes you just go brain dead. Like, you just overwork yourself and you kind of need an outlet. So when I'm working with AMG, like, they humble me in a sense, because, you feel like you know it all in the business, but you kind of realize exactly where you are. And you see what the other artists are doing on the label and everything. So for me, I'm like, what can I do to make myself stand out? So through my commitment, I ended up becoming one of their favorites. Okay. And they, we just decided to keep going, and they just trusted my vision. I trust them and their critiques, and it's just been working out beautifully.
Playing with fire, Marc Bravo.
Yeah.
500K streams on Allure. That's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yes, sir.
Is that a pivotal point in 2020? Is that something that you expected? Like, what's the news with that? Because I ain't hit 500K on shit yet.
It feels surreal. Like, it's just crazy. I was complaining a couple years ago, like, that people just weren't listening to my music. And, I just put the work in. All I did was put the work. I rather than get upset at fans, I feel like you just need to get back to the drawing board and figure out something that they'll like.
And that's a crazy way to put it. Like, artists getting upset about people not listening to the music is ultimately getting upset at the fans. It's like, it's not their fault.
Exactly.
Invest in your career, market a little more, do the things you got to do, put the music in front of their faces so they can end up liking you.
Yeah, you got to reroute. And when you reroute, people that have made it already, they respect it, because they're like, all right, he making the right moves to get to where he needed to be.
And they're gonna see that early on.
Exactly, because they know, and people are watching me, and I know a couple of them have reached out to me and everything. So like, it's really cool just knowing that I've made the right moves to get to where I want to be and become the man I want to be.
What are these other two pivotal moments in 2020? Is one of them this crib right here?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. That's definitely in the top 3 too.
And what's
I got my own crib now.
What's the story behind that? Has that been like a long, hard fought battle, or is this like one of the dream goals? Like, how long has this been in the process?
It was just time. Like, the way I move, I kind of trust God with my life in a sense. So like,
Jesus take the wheel type shit.
Not even necessarily.
I just say Jesus and curse in the same sentence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not necessarily Jesus, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just God in terms of like, in my life, I pay attention to the signs, and I know I trust my gut. So, you know, like, my girlfriend was doing makeup, and the girl whose makeup she was doing said that she was renting out a room, and she had just moved out here. And the price was just right for what I was looking for.
Everything was just right.
And I literally moved in within a week. I moved in within a week because I knew I wanted to move out. I'm not the type to I overthink, but I'm not about to overthink myself out of what I want. Like, if I say, hey, this is what I want, the opportunity presents itself, that's the time to take that leap.
I agree, bro.
And that's what I preach.
People
so
don't be capitalizing on the opportunities given to them.
Mm-hmm.
So right in front of your face, man, take that shit. You only live once.
Yeah, every time you ask for something, you gonna get the opportunity to do it. And it's up to you. A lot of people shy away from it. But the opportunity is gonna be there.
It's up to niggas to take that risk, man.
Yeah.
It's up to y'all to take that risk.
Mm-hmm.
You said 3 things. What was the last thing? What was pivotal in 2020? It's the year of Rona, the year of unemployment. What else was pivotal for Marc Bravo in 2020?
What did I say the first 2 were?
We had the 500K streams. We have the new crib. Last but not least,
my birthday was amazing. I had a really great birthday.
Tell us about that, man. What day we looking at? What's the month? Come on.
July 4th was my birthday. I can't go too much into detail, but you know,
it was beautiful.
It was a great time.
I love it.
Had a great birthday.
I love it. And that's all we need to know.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, honorable mention ATL trip though. That was
honorable
really
mention. Shout out to
really
Valia.
Yeah,
Galaxy. You feel me?
She was the glue.
That was the glue, man. Now we only going up from here. What is that sample, and what's the importance to you with that sample? I can't really.
It looks like it's your first day here, so I think we'll keep it quite simple with the explanation. So that's my older brother actually, and he's really good at doing like impersonations and different accents. Like he can do any accent you ask him to on the spot.
One of those guys.
Yeah,
I've met 2 people like that in my life that be doing everybody's type of voice.
Right. And
that's crazy. I need to meet him.
Yeah, no, for sure. My brother's funny as bro, he's funny as shit, bro. Like, you gotta meet him. Like, that's my man's for life. So, and he's my music consultant as well. So he helped me really construct the whole album in terms of sonically making sure everything sounds right. So we wanted skits on this album, and he did everything on that album first take. Like every little snippet Drake. He did was just one take. And that was the tag we decided for the album. We took it out of a snippet that he did on the album. And it's my first day here. I think we'll keep it simple with the explanation. Was just like, we knew this album was going to put me over that hump. Like, I just had the confidence and just knew.
We're here right now, but we are going to be here.
Right.
We're going to make it there.
Right.
This is the album to put us there.
So this was my first. 2020 was like my first big step of becoming of moving away from like the local artist name. You know what I'm saying?
It's no longer a hobby.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
this
really
is something I do.
Turning into a
serious.
Career. Right.
Like, people depending on me for these sounds type shit.
Exactly. Like, I'm putting in hours every day. So like, it's really become a career. Just know I have a lot of plans for this year, and they will be seen. It's not really anything like to brag off of, but like, they will be seen. Like, you're gonna feel me this year. If you thought you felt me last year, that was just a warm up, and that's why I say it's my first day here, because that was just an introduction to me.
That's fucking beautiful. Hey man, this was a great experience. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
First of many, you feel me? Be on the lookout for more Playing with Fire, Marc Bravo content. Way more to come this year, guys.
Hell yeah. I love working
This
with
is
people
dope.
that look like me, man.
Fuck yeah. Yes, sir. Black owned business, bitch.
Wanna fuck with me, I put her on the team. Hit me on my phone and I'ma hit her over